Welcome back everyone to another NRG, and here we are with a game that I thought I would never see the light of day. It is R-Type Final 2, and look at it, just on cue there's the title. This is developed by Granzilla after a very successful Kickstarter fundraiser. Well, I think it was a Kickstarter. I know it was a fundraiser. But anyway, this is R-Type reborn, as it were, again, like R-Type should have been. Maybe what R-Type Final maybe should have been originally, when it was originally released back on the PlayStation 2 many moons ago. This was released in 2021, this year of this video recording, if you're watching this video in 2021. Anyway, you are again the pilot, the lone pilot of the R9 Arrowhead and many other ships in the R9 series against the evil Baidu yet again. And this, you know, you could really say this is either, you could take this as a reboot, maybe retelling the story, or you could just take it as a continuation of the fight against the Baidu. It's entirely up to you, really. One thing you can take it as fantastic visuals. The visuals on this are amazing. I always felt that on the original R-Type Final, there was a lot of these cutscenes like this. They were nice cutscenes, they really were. They seem to sort of drag on a bit. The cutscenes in this don't seem to do that. But the other thing, look at that, that's fantastic. Yes, so one thing that R-Type Final sort of, it felt a bit off sometimes. It always felt a bit off. The 3D, for example, that was implemented in R-Type Final, the original, always felt a little bit off. The 3D in this feels really on, spot on the button. So you've got the stages, you've got the score attacks, you can do the traditional, play in the traditional arcade manner, where you lose all your power-ups if you get hit. You can change that and adjust it. There's different difficulty levels, and of course customizable ships. As you can see, I've customized the R9A Arrowhead, the original ship from the first game, and you can unlock the other ships as well. Difficult to know how to do that. Different ways of completing, different challenges you have to do, different levels, the way you have to complete it. You can unlock levels. You can add on levels. There are DLC. There's a DLC package 1, I believe, already out, and I think there's a DLC package 2 on its way, and there may be even more where they recreated levels from other games in the R-Type series, which is a lovely little touch. I love that. So yes, fantastic stuff. It's got a great soundtrack. Not so much of the original sort of really kicky soundtrack of the original games, especially the likes of R-Type Leo and R-Type 1. But it does have this really nice retro kind of soundtrack to it. Really fits with the game. It doesn't really jump out in the same way it has in the other games. But, however, a little bit of RPG stuff here, which is kind of irrelevant. Respond with a nod. I don't know what any difference that makes, but I suppose you've got to do all four at one point to maybe unlock something. Who knows? This is a bit of an annoying one. This little cutscene right at the beginning. Every time you start a new game, you have to go through this sort of cutscene. And you may you can't really skip it until you've passed the salute bit. But there we go, the launch of the ship, and off we go to fight the Baidu. And we have got, I believe, 9 stages, or is it 7? I don't know, I've forgotten. I think it's 7. I haven't got that far yet, but not recording this video anyway. Love all this stuff here. Look, all this technicality stuff in your point of view from the R9. Really cool. Really gets you in the feel of the game, and it's got all the classic weapons are there, and there's new weapons. There's weapons you've seen from other games in the series as well. Different type of force bits. Visuals are just absolutely wonderful in this. I really do admire the visuals in this, and they haven't sort of, like I said, they feel on, they feel right, they feel connected this time to the gameplay. I always felt the visuals in R-Type Final, the original, just didn't feel quite on, like I've said at the beginning. But look at this amazing 3D going on, implemented really well. I love the lighting effects in this. Some of the lighting effects in this are absolutely silk. Traditional sort of Baidu flying enemies coming at you. A lot of the Geiger stuff, the Geiger sort of inspired stuff is back as well, which is lovely to see. I mean, there's a bit of a departure of that in some of the later R-Type games. but you do have a return to some of that kind of stuff. I don't even know if Dog Keratops makes an appearance in this. Could do, not sure. I haven't even got that far. I could be wrong on that. Look at the lighting effect, really cool stuff. A lot of the enemies, there's a lot of callbacks to some of the enemies as well, and the way they look and behave. Some of the previous games, for instance, that little gunner dude down there, and of course the old robot that gives you the power-ups. And you've got the bioorganic weapons and the bioorganic weapons of the enemy. And you've also got things like that, see, little debris, space debris left over from the humans as well, which is another little nice touch, another sort of like an obstacle to get over. This guy's very familiar, for example. Look at that wave cannon blast. That wave cannon blast is so cool. Yeah. It's the glow of the force on the front, really cool. I love it. It's so character. It's got so much character, this game. It really has got a character to it. I'd love to see an updated sort of like DLC package where you could retroise the graphics. You know, the graphics of the layout, the level layouts. That would be really cool. If it would be possible with it sort of like doing this kind of scrolling around the corner, as you can see down the passage that we've just thrown down, which is really nice. Come on, boom. Get it. There we go. Lovely use of 3D. Look at the background, they're really nice. Okay, great level designs as well. The level designs are much better than the original R-Type Final, much more easy to follow. You do have some of the sort of foreground enemy trickery going on sometimes, which can, you know, distract you a little bit. But that's apart from anything else. Sound effects, of course, are all there as well. The sound effects are actually spot on. Here we go, here's Boss 1. We'll get Boss 1 done, and we'll start level 2, and we'll leave it there because I can't be gushing about this game all day. Like I said, it's a good return to form. It's a return to form. It's a game that I feel deserved to be made to sort of like not repair the damage that R-Type Final did, because R-Type Final is a decent enough game. It just wasn't good enough for R-Type, in my view. When you've played the likes of R-Type 1, R-Type Final, R-Type 2 to a degree as well, and R-Type Leo definitely, you know that these are quality shoot 'em ups. There you go, dealt with him pretty quickly. Then you know that they are quality shoot 'em ups, and you know, at the end of the day, it wants to feel like R-Type. I mean, and this does. This feels like R-Type. It really does. Final, the original one, kind of didn't, but this does. And look at that weaponry, awesome. Yes, like I say, it's not perfect. It doesn't tick every box for me. It could have more levels, for example. It could have more ships. I mean, R-Type Final 1 had loads of ships. It could have more ships, but I'm sure things like that will change. It will have DLC. I've just died. There we go. That was good. That was a good note to go out on. So that's R-Type Final, of course, originally by Irem, brought to us by Granzilla. It's a fantastic addition to the R-Type series, and if it is the final note, which I kind of hope it is in a way, it'd be a nice note to go out on. It kind of fitting if this is the last R-Type game. It's a worthy game for the series to finish on. Thanks for watching. Novabug out. Hey, Novabug here. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please support the channel by liking and commenting, and of course subscribing if you haven't already done. If you would like to support me further, please consider joining my Bug Army via Patreon. And also don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Parler, BitChute and Twitch. And a salute to my Bug Army generals Sam M, Sweet Nanak, Pete Walker and Craig Harrison. Thank you everyone for supporting me. Novabug out.